What's up, y'all, and welcome back to CountryCast. We have seen our fair share of country stars through the years that have broken to the genre and have taken it by storm, shooting to the top of the ranks in a flash, and for some, it was a quick ride. We've had one-hit wonders, artists who have only put out select few albums, but again, there are the occasional singers who come in and maintain their dominance and have that special something that they bring to the table, preserving their career for years to come. And today we are going to take a deep dive into one of the artists that are doing exactly that right now in country music, and is making huge waves all throughout with his style and sound. So much so that one of the top dogs, Morgan Wallen, in the business is taking him under his wing. Today we are going to cover the touching backstory and the astronomical rise to success of Bailey Zimmerman. And just before we get into it all, I just want to take a moment to say thank you to all of our supporters out there and to the many who return to the channel but are not yet subscribed. If you could please do us a favor and subscribe, it would help us out in such a huge way here at CountryCast. Again, thank you to everyone. Now, let's look into one of country music's most fastest rising stars, Bailey Zimmerman. Bailey Zimmerman was born on January 27th in the year 2000 in a small town known as Louisville, Illinois. A big part of Bailey's young life was that his father owned a trucking business, hauling cars, and when his dad would have long hauls all the way across state lines, Bailey would join him and the two would listen to country music for hours during the trips. One artist that he heard much of during that time was Craig Morgan, and the song that his dad loved to hear was his hit, Wake Up Loving You. The music and its influence didn't stop there, because when Bailey was around the house with his mother, she introduced her son to the sound of the high grappling, edgy vocals and power behind 80s hair metal. So much so that his first concert that he ever attended was Tesla at the age of 12. Now, the interesting thing is that around 12 years old, that's when Bailey Zimmerman put down the guitar. He initially got into playing the guitar at age 9, but after just a few short years, he decided to put the guitar aside, where he began really playing baseball and riding dirt bikes. But in an interview, he told Billboard that he was still listening to music all the time. Even though Bailey Zimmerman enjoyed outside fun, he had a complete understanding of hard work. His dad had his own trucking business, as I mentioned, along with a salvage yard. His brother owns a metal shop, and his grandfather also owned his own business, a used car shop, in his hometown of Louisville, Illinois. Now, not only did his grandfather own the shop, but his mother worked there as well, where she now owns it alongside his uncle. Again, hard work was not anything foreign to Zimmerman, and at 16, he set out to get his first job. Bailey's path to success started when he landed his first gig at a local meat processing plant. Then around the age of 18 in 2018, after high school, he obtained his union card and set out for West Virginia, where he landed a job building gas pipelines. But it was not long after his pipeline gig that Bailey found what he was meant to do all along: music. First, Zimmerman turned to TikTok though, where he tried his hand at social media by posting videos logging a build of his personal pickup truck. The idea to really try and dive into TikTok came after an encounter that he had with a girl in his hometown at the Walmart working as a cashier. In an interview with Bobby Bones not too long ago, Zimmerman explained that he was pushed and driven to doing TikTok after the girl told him that he would never hit 10,000 followers. Well, that didn't age too well. So, of course, as he was gaining traction from the truck build posts that he was putting on the social media platform, he then became hooked on going to truck shows, where he also entered his own truck to try and win. He was posting the shows as well. But after only a year, Zimmerman decided to make building trucks a profession with his brother John. And he was also ready to get out of the pipeline industry due to not seeing family and being gone a lot of the time. Bailey, however, pressed on and continued to still post truck builds to TikTok and work on building his fan base as a full-time gig. However, as time went on, Bailey Zimmerman met a songwriter by the name of Gavin Lucas, who was from the same town that Bailey was in. And after just a few jam sessions, the two thought of the idea of writing their own original song. And on that particular night, Bailey and Gavin wrote the first verse to the song that you all may remember, titled Never Comin' Home. And they placed the video of them performing that song to Bailey's TikTok. Now, the next morning, Bailey had almost 2 million views and a ton of comments. And on that same morning, Bailey quit his job from the pipeline. Now, in the same interview that I mentioned earlier with Bobby Bones, Bailey said, "If I'm gonna chase something, this is definitely something to chase." And Bailey wasn't wrong either, because just 2 months after Warner Music Nashville and Elektra Records reached out, Zimmerman jumped on the opportunity and released Never Comin' Home as his first single ever. And well, it was off to the races. Subsequent to Never Comin' Home, Bailey released his second single, Small Town Crazy, and continued to release singles such as the fan favorite Fall in Love, Rockin' a Hard Place, Change, Where It Ends. But in 2022, on October 14th, he released his first ever EP, Leave the Light On, which featured previous singles like Fall in Love, Rockin' a Hard Place, and Where It Ends, but it also featured 5 new songs at the time that were just all amazing tracks and made the EP an absolute playthrough from top to bottom. A crazy stat from the EP is that every song streamed 1 million streams during release week. It was also hailed as the biggest streaming country debut of all time, and it was a top 10 on the Billboard 200 charts. Fall in Love also even landed number 1 on the country charts in December of 2022 and went platinum, as well as Rockin' a Hard Place went platinum too. Pretty wild to see Bailey go from opening up for Luke Combs for his first ever performance at Rock the South down in Alabama just a year before in 2021, playing only 25 minutes with no room on the stage whatsoever, to where he is now. And in 2022, Bailey Zimmerman hit the road for his first headlining tour, which sold out. And to add to a list of memorable show moments for Bailey, on November 4th of 2022, he debuted at the Grand Ole Opry. And now he is joining Morgan Wallen in 2023 for Morgan's One Night at a Time tour, a massive tour that also features Hardy, Parker McCollum, and Ernest, with multiple venues getting 2 nights of shows due to its high demand. Being on Morgan's tour is a big deal, and when Zimmerman learned that he would be on tour with Morgan, he broke out in tears. A very special moment for a very special guy. And speaking of Morgan Wallen, he himself has taken notice of Bailey's talents. Jumping back to Bailey's Leave the Light On EP real quick, Morgan also co-wrote on the song Trainwreck with Bailey for that record. And he has also praised Zimmerman for his success and has reached out his hand if he ever needs help with his quick rise to fame. Morgan would understand this. Morgan told Country Countdown USA back in 2022, "This is a kid. I think that just with the way he's rising and the way he's blowing up, that he's someone who will probably need that. I told him that I'd be that for him if he wants it. It's cool just to see a little small town kid, you know, kind of like myself, come and start making some noise in the town and all around the country. I'm proud of him and looking forward to seeing what he does." Bailey has since shown his respect for Morgan Wallen. Zimmerman posted this picture that you see here to Instagram and wrote, "Beyond grateful for this guy. 23 is going to be the craziest year ever, and that's because I've got people like Morg in my corner pushing me to do better every day. You're an inspiration, dog. Thanks for believing in me." In just a few short years, Bailey Zimmerman has made a name for himself in country music, not only with his accolades, but more importantly, the fans continue to show their support for him. With 2 million followers on TikTok, where it all started, to hundreds of millions of global streams, hitting number 1 on the charts, multiple records going platinum, sold out his first ever headlining tour. Bailey Zimmerman is a sensation, but a sensation that is here to stay, and has such a unique voice that brings country music perfectly blended together with a grit-charged rock and roll sound. If you haven't had the chance already, go check out his newest song, Get to Getting Gone, which is out now on all platforms, and just get ready for his debut full album. For everything that's in the future for this guy, he is going to light it up. He is truly paving a remarkable way for himself. When it is all said and done, Bailey Zimmerman will have solidified his name in this genre. Guys, thanks for tuning in today here on CountryCast. Please let us know your favorite Bailey Zimmerman song. If you have one out there, let us know down in the comments. But that will be it for today's video. Thank y'all again for tuning in.